I want to share my story because it will show why I care about creativity so much. So I was born in Iran during Iran-Iraq war. I was born with a very damaged nervous system because of the trauma that my mom went through during the war, and also because of my traumatic birth and being born during the bombing. So the imprint of that trauma, I can say that almost never left my nervous system. And my parents did their absolute best and more to really look after me, to love me, to accept me, to work with the trauma that I had. Given the resources that they've done an absolutely amazing job. That's why I have the imprint of love inside as well as trauma. Because of the nature of the trauma that I had, my journey led me to finding all the paths that could bring soothing for the nervous system. I was always a highly sensitive person. Only discovered that name later on though. I was very sensitive to crowds, to people's energies, to noise, overstimulation. I had that immense need for solitude. I always say that I was secretly a super introvert. Like, only recently I discovered that the best way to recharge for me is in total alone time in nature. All these attempts to find things that can soothe and regulate the nervous system led me to study psychology, and that gave me the emotional language to express myself. That's why I'm much more fluent in expressing myself emotionally in English than my mother tongue. The journey took me to training as a breath worker. Especially rebirthing breathwork was designed to release those early infancy traumas. And that was a major work because through that I discovered my inner child, actually, that was buried under layers and layers of conditioning and nervous system trauma. So then the liberation, or at least the healing of that inner child, led to a very beautiful phase of my life that was a complete blossoming of creative force. I remember I was just in my own world. My husband would come from work and just seeing me dancing, singing, sometimes crying, curling up, painting, writing poems, like you name it, I did it. In terms of creative expression, that was a phase, the opening, the inner child felt like safe finally to be able to kind of just play. So that was a beautiful phase. And but then after that it led to this kind of very kind of confusing state that that I was just lost, all these creative expressions, but I couldn't make sense of like how to bring them into a singular form that can become a career or become like a way of life. Because it's all fine and well to just cry on the sofa and then write poems and dance and sing and paint, but then at the end of the day I had to come back and try to see, okay, what's my share of the mortgage, what are the bills for this month. My work as a psychologist was really killing my soul at that point. Like the last thing I wanted to do was to be dragged down by all the heavy energies of like analytical mind processing. And also one of the main reasons that this wasn't for me was because a big part of me studying psychology was to firstly to understand my own emotional processes, which I didn't have a language for, and the psychology gave me that language. And then secondly, the underlying reason for becoming a psychologist was that like emotional guilt that I was carrying as a child, that was saying to me that you're only worthy if you manage, regulate, or help with other people's emotional dysregulation or disturbances or difficulties. So then a big part of this kind of creative journey for me was to say, no, I am worthy because I am a creation of God and I am a creator, and wanting to replicate that essence of creativity and beauty and expression is worthy enough on its own. I do not need to carry anyone else's emotional burden, resolve anyone's emotional disturbances to be worthy. I am loved, I am lovable, I am creator's artwork, and I am an artist. I am a creator. I love beauty, I love creativity, I love creations. I am worthy as I am lovable as I am. Even if I don't resolve anyone else's emotional problems, even if I don't fix anyone else, I don't fix anything else. And so through these creative works, and most recently through working with Clay, I have found this immense sanctuary for my nervous system. I have found a place where I can be fully myself, unburdened by the world, unburdened by all the energies, thoughts, noises, colors, and the people that in one way or another demand something. I feel that if you are an introvert or if you're a highly sensitive person, you would really understand what I mean. And creativity, my little sanctuary, my little studio, has been a total saving grace for me. It's been a total sanctuary. It has been the key that unlocks the nervous system regulation for me. I will tell you more about that later.